Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Meoni of the Clismcast, and today I am back on the Mists of Pandaria beta, counting down to the Mists of Pandaria release date on the 25th of September. This is day 8, we have 8 days to go, so in commemoration of this 8 days to go, we're looking at something from a Mists of Pandaria beta we have access to that might be of some interest to you as we count down the days. Now today I'm looking at a world boss. And this particular world boss is the Sha of Anger. This guy has 261 million HP, is a world boss, and is located in Kunlai Summit, and that is where we are today. The flavor text reads, "The Sha of Anger, the physical manifestation of rage, escaped from the Shadowpan Monastery in Kunlai Summit. Amid the brutal conflicts gripping Pandaria, the dark entity has grown ever more powerful. Recently, the Sha has been seen wandering Kunlai, using negative energies to corrupt everything the being encounters, and I'll show you what that exactly means very shortly. So we're going to be looking at the abilities of the guy, what the guy drops through the dungeon journal, and then we're going to be showing you how badly you get raped by him if you happen to sort of tag him accidentally, or in my case, poke him with a stick and see what he does. So let's have a look at the abilities. So the first ability we're looking at right now is an ability called Sieve, which is his standard move. The Sha of Anger projects seething anger at his current target, if no players stand within his melee attack range. Sieve inflicts 80,000 shadow damage and increases the shadow damage taken by the player by 10% for 20 seconds. So this is obviously a mechanic where you need to have somebody at melee range. You can't just cast a nuke this down at all. You're going to need a structured raid group with a tank. Now, the second ability is Endless Rage. The anger brought by the Alliance and Horde to Pandaria flows through the Sha of Anger, erupting forth a shower of Sha energy. Each missile inflicts 100,000 shadow damage to players within 3 yards of the impact point, and summons forth an ire and the Cloud of Bitter Thoughts. So this summons a load of ads that we're going to be looking at in a second, as well as this cloud. This sounds very much like a Shadow Crash you may remember from General Vezax in Ulduar. Similar thing applies here, only it brings ads and other things like that, so you want to stay the hell away from where that impact zone is, or you will get raped. So let's talk about the ire. These are the little ad spawns that we get. These are manifestations of anger summoned by the Sha of Anger's Endless Rage. These have around 32k HP, so you want to AoE these down as soon as possible and get back on the boss. The other thing is the Bitter Thoughts. This is the Cloud of Bitter Thoughts, which prevents all players within 3 yards from either attacking or casting spells. The cloud persists for 1 whole minute. So if you do get caught in this cloud, you are going to be limited to basically nothing for that 1 whole minute, which is a really bad idea. You don't want to get even anywhere near it, which is even more of a reason not to get hit by these Shadow Crash-like mechanics. And also these clouds are reminiscent of Yogg-Saron's clouds, which summoned the ads on that particular fight. So this should be fairly avoidable. So stage 1 is Growing Anger, and the Sha of Anger's rage grows every 50 seconds. So what does Growing Anger do? The Sha of Anger inflicts 3 players with angry thoughts. After 6 seconds, infected players display aggressive behaviour. So this effect, this aggressive behaviour, is rather horrible. The affected player erupts with anger, causing the player and all allies within 5 yards to fall under the control of the Sha of Anger for 30 seconds, increasing damage dealt by 200% and maximum health by 200%. Aggressive behaviour is removed if the player falls below 50% remaining health. So the idea here is to DPS a player who is mind controlled below 50% HP so they can regain control of their character and then heal them up afterwards. So stage 2 of this boss is Unleashed Wrath. Now upon reaching 100 rage, the Sha of Anger will unleash its wrath upon its enemies. This phase lasts until the Sha of Anger's rage reaches 0. So here's a rundown of Unleashed Wrath. The Sha of Anger releases pent-up rage for 25 seconds. The Unleashed Wrath inflicts 60,000 shadow damage to 10 random targets every 2 seconds. So phase 2 is quite healing intensive, but doesn't last too long anyway. Once this has basically been healed up and you survive, it goes back to stage 1 with the mind controls and avoiding. This is a fairly basic fight in paper, but I'm sure a lot of people will mess this up, and considering this is a world boss, you have to question how easy this is going to manage with 40 people, as well as obviously faction competition for this, like it was back in vanilla. So loot for the Sha of Anger. This guy is actually quite useful. He drops some rather nice loot along with this particularly cool and I imagine very sought after mount, the Reigns of the Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent. I'll put a picture of this up on screen now. Obviously I haven't been able to kill this, so I will just have a screenshot of what this looks like. Along with this mount, which is potentially a rare drop I imagine, we also have some PvP gear that drops. This is the next season's gear, along with PvE tier gloves, a lot of other PvP stuff as well. This is essentially an outdoor version of Vault of Archivon or the Tolbarad bosses. It's still rather cool, and I would imagine that a lot of people are going to be trying to do this. It's going to be an extremely messy adventure being an outdoor raid, but it's still going to be rather fun if you do manage to kill it. So yeah, that was the Sha of Anger. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like below. I will be putting up a different video every day in a countdown to Mists of Pandaria, showing you something that we have access to in the Mists of Pandaria beta that we are all looking forward to. My name's Meoni of Ace Games TV Clismcast. Thank you for watching my video. Be sure to check out tomorrow's video, and I'll see you next time.